Ben from the latest season of Love is Blind is trying to cosplay as this progressive guy, but I know he's full of shit. You can't trick me, Ben. And it seems to me like he's mirroring everything Sarah says politically. But I remember what you said in the pods, Ben, about the George Floyd situation and how you weren't involved and how your white husband's not getting involved in the mistreatment of black people and standing up for justice. I remember what you said. You said that you'd rather not know about it. You were able to get away with that. Not with me, but with Sarah. And now that the angle that he's going with is that he is for diversity and inclusion, but his angle seems to be the LGBTQ plus community because Sarah's sister is a lesbian. And he's just managed to get away with this rebrand without addressing the whole BLM thing. And Sarah's let him get away with it. And he's definitely peeped that. We meet his friends. Conveniently has materialized this gay friend to be a part of his friendship group. But you're not convincing me, Ben. And his latest batch of episodes was more proof. Like I said, there was more mirroring, but there were parts where he let the mask slip. And notably, when Sarah basically questioned him about why he's comfortable going to a church that is not trans affirming, because you called out the sermon that he was listening to. And he basically was very dismissive, and it was like, well, you're never going to find a church that is you're going to agree with everything that they say. And to me, that was just a cop-out answer, because if you really cared about diversity and inclusion, you would go find that church that was about diversity and inclusion, because they have those. They have trans-affirming churches. And then on top of that, he now says that he's not here to tell anybody what they think is right and what they think is wrong. And I think he was definitely talking about Christian people's views on gay people here. But Ben, I thought you were for diversity and inclusion. Clearly you're not, if you can't even say whether someone being homophobic or transphobic is right or wrong. And then he's talking about because we don't really know. I think it's very clear in the Bible what is said. So either you believe it or you don't. Like, what the fuck is we don't really know means? Why the fuck are you going to this church? Why are you a fucking Christian if you don't really know? That's a good question. Another thing is, obviously, Sarah is doubling down with this, inquiry, right? And he's getting visibly frustrated and uncomfortable because he doesn't like being checked. Because he knows that he's a liar. And he starts basically high-key gaslighting her, basically telling her that she's being divisive. And that basically she needs to stop focusing on the whole LGBTQ plus thing. And maybe she should start focusing on other things that they're more unanimous on in the relationship. And he reinforces this with physical touch by touching her knee, which is a tactic. And it's something that people do. And I know this tactic all too well because whenever I talk about race on my channel, a lot of the time I get the same type of language like, you're being divisive. Let's not make it about race. Let's not make it about this. Let's not make it about that. And these are the tactics that people use to gaslight you because they're very uncomfortable being confronted about their own prejudice. They don't want to reflect. They don't want to elevate. They don't want to improve. And they don't want to feel guilty about it either. The tactic they use is trying to make you feel bad and making you feel like the problem for bringing it up. And it kind of works because Sarah is kind of low-key apologizing. She still doubles down, but she's very much like, I don't want to keep going on about it, but it's very important to me. And the reason why Ben doesn't want Sarah to go on and on about it because he doesn't want to get caught out because one day the mask is going to slip fully. Like everybody in the cast has been saying, Minneapolis is a very big but small city. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's tea. And everybody who knows Ben in Minnesota is basically saying that he's conservative and he's a hardline conservative and that he's being fake as fuck on the show. But I got to hear from you guys. Are we buying Ben? Do we feel like maybe he's really trying just to make this relationship work with Sarah? And do you think maybe he's ready to do the work? I mean, he's a changed man. Like he wants to be more progressive now? Or do we feel like he's just mirroring Sarah and is just talking the talk to get his way? I gotta hear from you guys.